chose to share with you all is from Wonderful Welcome, Session 5, Part 1. And this one is talking about ways to make people feel welcome, obviously. And for this particular activity, and the great thing about the Tapestry of Faith curriculum, they will often give you 5 or 6 activities to choose from, because you're creating 2 sessions from each lesson, and if it doesn't work for your class, then you can pick something that will work. You'll get to know the temperament of your class very quickly. So words of welcome, I want you to think of any language that you know besides English, or in English as well. What are words that we use to welcome each other? And you can just call them out. What are some words of welcome that you know? Hello. Hello?
Weirdness.
What? Huh?
It's Turkish. Weirdness.
Weirdness. Is that right? Weirdness. All right.
Hi.
Hi.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Well, reading each student as they come with their name. Hi, Serena. Hi, Serena.
Yeah. What's your favorite word in the whole English language? Your name, exactly. Yeah.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Bonjour. No.
Yeah, I'm just going to add, when I was teaching, I found it very hard to remember all the names because we were all new teachers, and we're there, and they had their high school kids had a drop-in schedule. We never could predict when we would drop in, so I started taking photographs of them and putting them on an online group so that teachers could at least refer to the photo and remember all the names.
Right. Or you could even have it in the classroom. Could you all hear what Alan's saying? Okay. Yeah. Having a poster in the classroom with each person's picture, especially in instances. Yeah, in instances like that where you do have some kids there not for a couple weeks.
Just first names.
Correct. Yeah. And he's talking about our closed group as well, so yeah. All right, so that's an example of one of the activities you can use. And then faith in action. As I'm sure you are all aware, our Social Justice Committee has been doing focus groups to figure out what would be a great social justice project for the whole church to be involved in, and the RE program will be part of that as well. But in your individual classes, I'm showing you bits of the curriculum across the age span, going from the 2s and 3s up to the 6th graders. Now, a 4th and a 5th and a 6th grader, they would love to be involved in some of these extra bits of how does my faith connect to the greater world? So in this one, from Moral Tales, which happens to be the 4th grade one, Session 12, Part 1, it gives you a couple of different social justice opportunities. And you might not want to go make the extra step of taking the students off campus, but they would love the chance to make some cookies that you can then take pictures of you delivering them to the nursing home, or collect, they love pets. You could collect pet supplies for your local pet place, or come on in, good morning. So there are lots of different suggestions for how to get the students involved and show them how their faith applies to the world in general. And then you have your closing. And this is from Riddle and Mystery, which is our 6th grade curriculum. How about this question, huh? Could you see having some fascinating discussions with the children in your class about what should I do with my life? This is not a discussion for our 2s and 3s, because that's not the level that they're at. But our 6th graders, don't they love to talk about themselves? And don't we like to talk about ourselves too? So helping them think about, what impact can I make in my world? Where am I headed? What do I want to do? And then finally, the taking it home part. And this is my very favorite part of the curriculum. Have you ever picked up your child from RE and said, what'd you talk about today? And what do they tell you? Stuff. I don't know. Stuff, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember. We had goldfish. Yeah. So the great thing about the taking it home part, this can be incorporated into the email that will be encouraging the assistant teacher to send home after each lesson, telling the parents, here's what we talked about today. And not only does it set up what the theme of the lesson was, but then it says, here are some ways that you can carry that over into your home. Yes, fantastic. And not only that, it's already done for you. All you got to do is cut and paste and stick it in the email. And these are cool things. At least in our family. We love to tease each other about different body movements. Can your children imitate you better than anyone else on the planet. They know all your quirks and verbal tics. And then, what's that, Grace?
He only makes it worse.
Tom, you fit right in, wouldn't you? So what does this mean for our children, our youth, our congregation, and you? Well, we've got some big changes ahead. Last year, we had 12 classes in each section, each service. So 24 classes, we needed 4 teachers for each class. So we needed 96 teachers for the year. Now we're a congregation of over 1,000 people, including children. 96 teachers, not so many. The next year, we're only adding 4 more classes. Now we're adding them on Saturday nights, it's true, which is a change for us, but what a fantastic opportunity for people that can't come on Sunday mornings to find a spiritual community here. So we only need 112 teachers. It's only adding 4 classes. Help us help you. So if you've already signed up to teach, fantastic, thank you for doing that. Still, feel free to look at the curriculum and decide, is the one I'm signed up for, is that the one that I want to be teaching next year, or might there be one I'd rather be interested in? For those of you that have signed up early, I want you to get your first pick of curriculum. For those of you that haven't signed up, ask yourself, what curriculum do I want? And get signed up for it so you get it. Think about the people you want on your teaching team with you. We need 4 teachers to teach each class, and that's to help make sure that everybody can be in the sanctuary half the time and down in the classroom half the time. So if you know that you really enjoy working with another mom or another dad or another parent from your group, then ask them. And it doesn't have to be someone with a child in RE. We love our teachers that don't have children in RE. And then you have all summer to think about it and plan. With these online curriculum, you have access whenever you want it. And if that would just make you feel a little stressed out, you don't want to think about it that far ahead of time, then in September, Anne is already making great plans for parent info sessions to help get people introduced to the curriculum, and we're going to be having all of the training online, so that if you can't make the one day that we have our big training, you'll still be able to get the information, but that one day of training is fantastic, because you get so many ideas now.
I just wanted to take advantage of this wonderful opportunity to throw out an insight that came up from the General Assembly, which was a wonderful experience in many ways. But as you can imagine, there were a number of groups that discussed and studied the idea of how do you retain young people after they finish the RE program and after they graduate high school. And apparently the congregations have done research on it, and you have focus groups and talk to the young people and ask them, the ones who had no contact compared to the ones who maintained the contact. It turns out that the single most important element, the reason, was that the children who remain in contact with their home, our UU congregation, or another one, wherever they live, were the young people who felt that at their congregation, especially their RE, they had made a connection with adults, not in their family. And this interest by other adults in them carried through.
I think that's critical. To help them know that this is a spiritual family for them. And from what I've heard from people with children older than mine, has anybody ever had to make their child come to RE by any chance? Yeah. And I can remember Natalie never, of course not. I can remember Natalie coming to play with when my youngest was under 5. I have 3 children. And saying, you know what? You want to give your kids something to rebel against. And if we're instilling those values and showing them what's valuable to us, they might let it go someday, but by God, they know what we think and how we feel, and they'll have it to come back to. And if there are other adults that they know care about them, that makes all the difference. Very good point, Valerie. Thank you. And the other thing, I want you to now know, we need your help. Now that you have come to this seminar, we are endorsing you as advocates for the new RE program curriculum. So please sign up to teach if you haven't already. And find partners to be part of your teaching team. And if you know somebody that you think would be a great teacher, I am giving you my official stamp of approval as the co-chair of the REC. You get to say to them, you would be a fantastic teacher. Let's figure out what spots are available and get you signed up to teach. Because our children need these adults. adults. We need each other. It's a totally volunteer program. And finally, thank you for making time to come down here. If there are questions that you have, I will gladly answer them. The sign-up sheets for spots will be out in the entryway. In case you didn't know, goldfish and cracklers are freely available at every session of RE, if that's a draw for anyone. And we have computers set up around the room so you can play around with the Tapestry of Faith curriculum to see which one appeals to you. And then back here as well, we have the curriculum that is still in a book, that's still a paper curriculum. And finally, Mia, and who else helped you, Mia, with picking out picture books to support them? Pretty much. Mia spends a great deal of time going through to find supplemental picture books to support the Tapestry of Faith. So if you're a bibliophile like I am, come up and look through all the pretty new books we have to share with the children this year.